Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Reservations for One with Bills. I am Bills. Back with a new episode. It's been a crazy week. They done tried to assassinate the former president, boy. They done tried to kill Trump. I could not believe it. I was like, what the hell? They really, really tried to kill Trump. They tried to shoot him in his head. Just missed, shot him in the head. I think I seen like he turned his head the last second. Like people don't realize how crazy that is. People don't realize like how big of a thing this is. And because the internet has got us so desensitized to things and just so brainwashed, like there's people who believe like, oh, that was fake. They didn't really try to do that. Like you clearly saw it, but that's just how crazy the internet is. The internet, we done seen so much stuff that it's not even a big deal that they tried to assassinate the president. They tried to shoot him in his head because the internet, we done seen so many things and so many the internet has overexposed us. There's no way we should have seen all of the things we've seen in this lifetime so this much, because it's no way in hell that the ex-president almost got assassinated. It's just like, oh, damn, that's crazy. And like, but nothing is big no more. I think that works against our favor. Like, we don't take things serious no more because it's like no matter what happened, nothing seems like catastrophic. The world doesn't stop. And I was thinking about that the other day. Like it's been like a couple things in my life. I felt like the day stopped when they happened, and I got my top five list of things that happened in my lifetime that I've witnessed. That was just like the biggest thing that meant something for either a long time or just at that period of time. And number five would be OJ being innocent. I was young at the time, so I don't even remember the case, but through my whole life, it was just referenced through everything in my whole life. Like OJ being innocent, what OJ got away with, and pop culture was referenced, rappers, movies, people talked about it. Like him being innocent was just such a big thing for such a long time that it was like one of the most catastrophic things that I can remember in my life, like that verdict, because of the impact it's had on just the culture, pop culture, regular culture, hip hop, every form of culture. Like people talk about that OJ thing. So that's definitely one of the biggest things. That's number five. Number four was Obama being president. I could not believe it. No one could believe a black man was president. Like it was like such a symbol of like a symbol of hope. Like as I got older, I didn't like Obama before, but as I got older, I realized false hope is still hope. Like I appreciate what Obama did for like as far as like showing what a black man could accomplish, or like it just gave, because sometimes people just need to vision something and see, like, get motivated from that. Even if you felt like, I used to feel like Obama ain't really do nothing specifically for black people. Him just being president motivated a lot of black people because they felt like, oh, I could be anything, I could hustle, I could do that, I could get my shit up. So I do appreciate Obama a lot in that aspect. But when he first got president, every black people was crying. People were calling him the Antichrist. Like it was such a big thing when he got elected president. Like I felt like that day, I remember that exact day, like the world stopped that day that he became president. It was just like the world just literally changed that day. Like racism was supposed to be magically over that day. But that was definitely like one of the biggest things. What else happened? 9/11, when the Twin Towers got hit with the planes. I was young for that too, but the impact of it lasted till now. Like whether it been serious and patriotism, it brought about like a crazy patriotism to this country. It had me loving the firemen. Shout out to the Monroe Six, because six firemen from like off the next block from me actually died in to the in 9/11. Like they rushed to the Twin Towers and they were part of a group that died. So shout out to the Monroe Six. But it just made you look at firemen as like real superheroes. It just like it did nowadays more so became like a joke against America, but it's still like relevant to this day. Like it's still something. So 9/11 was definitely 9/11 that day. I remember coming home from school because mad kids was getting pulled out of school. I was mad my mother ain't pulled me out of school. I was like, what the fuck? Like, everybody getting pulled out of school. I'm staying the whole day. They ain't even telling us what happened. Like, they waiting for everybody. And it's just, I just remember that day just being a gloomy day. It was like in the air outside was gloomy. I feel like it was because it was smoke, because even smoke came to Brooklyn. That day just was like the gloomiest day there ever was. So I definitely, that's one of the biggest things happened. Number two, Michael Jackson dying. That right there, that day stopped. That day, I remember where I was at when it happened. I remember what I was doing, and like I was old enough to understand. Like I was heartbroken. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. I cried when Michael Jackson died. But shit, people killed themselves when he died. Like that's. I feel like that was the last real big celebrity that people would worship. Like it would be nobody bigger than him. Like I'm a Beyonce, you feel me? I feel like Beyonce is like that, but it's just the way times has changed where it's like so accessible. Like you could go look at 50 pictures of Beyonce on the internet right now. Michael Jackson, it was like you only see him when he appeared, if he was on the news or a video. So he was less accessible. So that's what made him such a bigger astronomical star. But him dying was like the craziest thing. Like I could not believe it. And people really killed themselves because Michael Jackson died. That was crazy. And I still remember to this day what I was doing. That's one of the most astronomical things. And number one, definitely COVID. COVID was crazy. Like it was like we was living in like, cause when they talk about COVID in 100 years from now, it's gonna be like how they talk about like the bubonic plague and all of that shit. Like we were living through history. Like that was a historic time. Like that's textbook stuff. That's like I feel like I was living in a textbook. I feel like I was living in ancient times. It was less people outside. It was like, yo, I'm trying to explain, like I'm trying to think like if I could summarize how I felt during COVID. Like it just was like it's unexplainable. And that was like definitely probably the biggest thing that happened during my lifetime. I mean, through anybody, because that's kind of one of the biggest things. And it was something that infected the entire world. It's not like regional, not like fucking country. The entire world was affected by COVID. From every country in the world, every state, every city, every continent, everything. And I feel like so COVID was definitely the biggest thing in my lifetime. Well, but shout out to everybody who came. On a lighter note, shout out to everybody who came to the Saturday store for the Saturday party. Shout out to everybody that got wiped out in beer pong. I know y'all see me missing the beer pong shots on my on the gram, and y'all think it's sweet. Niggas came here and niggas got wiped out. Telling you, man. I tell people that. I missed the shots on the gram on purpose so niggas could come here, think they gonna beat me, then they get spanked, send them home crying, man. Niggas can't fuck with me, man. You feel me? But we definitely gonna have another one, probably like, definitely August, we're gonna try to have another one, because it's been hot as a motherfucker, yo. It's been hot. If you in New York City, you know how hot it's been. Has it been hot everywhere? I think it gotta be. It gotta be everywhere in America. Because I did the Maryland was sneaky hot. Everywhere is hot. Like it's just been too hot. So I'm gonna wait till like probably August. Hopefully it calmed down. Like August, September, we're gonna have another one. Cause that day I was hot as a motherfucker. And shit, I went to the pool the next day. Shout out my son Tim. My son Tim had a crazy birthday party at the pool. My son D was in rare form. Shout out my son D. I gotta get D back up on the podcast, man. He'll be up here in a minute. I gotta get my son D back up on that episode, man. And what else happened? Oh, shout out to the Hawk 2 girl. The Hawk 2 girl from the meme. She definitely getting a lot of good looks. It's definitely crazy how that spread. But I was thinking, I hope she look out for the guy that interviewed her. Because he kind of put her on. You feel me? Like, it's only right. Like, I see her getting all of this dust through and everything that she, getting. I ain't never knocking nobody who could get famous off the internet. If you could do something that could get you famous, then I applaud you, because it's hard to get famous out here, especially this day and age. So it take a lot to get yourself there. So anybody who can make themselves famous, I'm proud of them, because it's hard. So, but I do hope that son who put her on get some looks. Like, hopefully she reached back for him. But I mean, shit, fuck it. If not, you know, he did. Hopefully he just monetized the page and got a bunch of views and got paid from that. But she should definitely look out for him. But all right, this has been a quick episode of Reservations for One for Bills. Make sure y'all come down to the Saturday shop if you're in New York. You know, we open every day from 12 to 6. Pull up, either me or Bash will be here. Make sure y'all go to Saturday.com and shop up. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the YouTube. Remember, like and subscribe to the YouTube. Like and subscribe to the podcast. Make sure y'all follow me at Bbillions on Twitter. Sad Pit on Instagram. This is Reservations for One, and I am out.